Hello there, welcome to RTF, aka Read the Freaking Manual. I'm Roberto Cruz, and today's we're getting on our RS Logix 5000 Emulate Getting Results Guide. So just a quick recap. So in our previous video we're on chapter 4, and we're still on chapter 4 on these videos. So we obviously went through on how to create a new module, a new controller, and in order to be able to continue on chapter 4, it's nice to have a live controller, and that's why I'm just going to show you a few points that is being highlighted in the menu, so that we need to have a live controller before we actually show how to actually configure between when you create a new controller and then you download your application into your virtual controller. Okay. Just a quick heads up, right, guys? Just make sure you guys, obviously, if you wanna check on future content or engage in a conversation, send us your feedback is very important to us. If you wanna do consider following us on Instagram. Where is it? Right here. Follow us on Instagram. So we've always got nice content in there. So we're hoping to create some short version of those videos on Instagram stories, for instance. So make sure you follow us in there, and feel free to let us know your thoughts and comments. We really appreciate that. Okay, so let's just move on, guys. So chapter 4, RS Logix Emulate Getting Results Guide. Chapter 4. So on our previous chapter we create a new module, a new controller. Here we go. So we've created this controller here on slot number 3, if you guys recall. For those of you who just landed here, so we are shooting a sequence, a playlist of how to configure and how to work with RS Logix 5000 Emulate. So we are following the manual. So we're attempting to cover pretty much all chapters in the menu. So from down to the bottom, so nice and dust, we're going to be able to understand how the RS Logix 5000 Emulate works. So I'll leave, if you guys can check, there is a playlist for it on our channel, so make sure you check on all them videos. And if you guys got any comments, any thoughts, just any questions, let us know in the comments. All right, thank you. Let's just crack on with it then, guys. Okay, so slot number 3, where we've added a new controller. So a few things, right? So if now that you've got your controller, so we're just going to ignore the controller that we just created for a second and go to the one that is live. So you guys can see that it's running here. So I've got a Logix designer who's communicating with the Emulate. So then you see the state of the controller state. So it's set to run mode, controller is okay, I/O is okay, it's all good. So it's running. So it's basically emulating, simulate a physical environment. So that we can test benching our applications. All right. According to the manual, the next session is going to show you a few properties that you can configure on the controller. So if let me just scroll down the menu so I cannot lose track of it. So if you just double click on the menu on the controller, so there we go. So you can set up the speed, or the speed of time, which is actually the scan, how the scan works. So by default it's set to 100%. Again, by experience I have never changed that below 100%, but as for a reference, and we are RTFMing together, so it'd be nice checking out how does it work. Okay, let's just give something easy for us to monitor. So again, as you guys saw on our previous video, we can just go to I/O data. So it's gonna start our application by pushing the input. So you see it's running here our little sequence, and then check this out. If you check the rate of how the PLC behaves by shifting our outputs. So what we're going to be doing out here, let's just slow these down to 50%, all right? So you can either drag this or you can also type an accurate figure here. Right? So I'm just going to type here, so 50%, and now confirm time percentage change. Let's confirm that. Check this out. See how slow our outputs are actually running now. Did you guys notice that? Yeah, so it's gonna decrease that slightly down to maybe 25%. This is interesting. See, we've slowed down to 25%, and look, we have just had an I/O error. So you guys have to actually configure your I/O. So I/O is not responding. So like I said, I have never used this before. I always work with 100%, but it's just for you guys to know that, you know, this is feasible. So back to 100%, we can see our sequence running back and shifting our I/O points. Excellent, brilliant. Let's just close this now. And so as you guys saw, it's just a percentage of how the PLC scan works. So you can configure that. And let's just create like an I/O module now this time, all right? So we've created an emulator, so in order to, so we can add up an I/O module like this. So we're gonna be setting, let's just pick, let's just leave a, you know, a empty slot between them. So slot number 7, create, and we can pick the 1789 scene 32 input I/O simulator, right? So that's our I/O emulation. So the slot number 7, and we're gonna give it a name. So this is the nice part. So I'm gonna set these up to RTF I/O, and boom, finish. Here we go. You know what's nice about this? RTF I/O is being displayed in this little display, and this is nice, isn't it? Because you can actually ID your modules based on that description. So if you add up a new module, so this module, for instance, properties, there's no name. So let's just type nameless just for reference, and you guys are going to be seeing nameless popping up on the display. All right, this is fantastic. So this is how you set up an I/O module. Again, let's just go through an I/O module properties. What have we got here? So we got I/O names, we've got I/O data. So this is where I showed you on the actual live application how you can drive an input by clicking in. So you can toggle it on and off any input, and based on your application code, you see this is empty, right? And there's nothing happening when I push input 0, input 1. I can just drive them all on. Nothing's going to happen because your application is empty. So just for your reference, we're going to be programming together. I'll show you how to implement those. Module info, so it's, you know, gives you the vendor. So we're working with Algebra, the rock automation, revision, and all the rest of it. Module status. So see, major fault, minor fault. Oh, this is interesting. Shall we just simulate this, you know, that error that we had before we finish off before we wrap up this video, right? So if we go to a live module and we go back here to properties, check these. So at the moment, there's no major fault, there's no minor fault. It's in internal state program mode, configured on. Yes, yes. Okay. So the program is running. So you can see by here, right? So what have we done when we slow down the processor to 25%? Let's just do it again before we wrap up this. And I think next couple of chapters we're going to be creating the same controller and the same I/O module on an actually RS Logix designer, so you can see them how you obviously you mirror your virtual modules against your software application. So let's just slow it down to 25% and see what happens. Here we go, there it is. Let me just drag this a little bit up because you guys won't be able to see it. See, there is now actually my fault, guys, my fault. I wasn't I wasn't checking on the size of my screen here. So back to 100%, confirm. Just gonna go back here, check this out. IO is gonna be go back. You see, configured on, so it's all good. So by the time you set 25% and confirm time change, this is going to disappear. See, so this is where the issue is. I'll show you later how you configure time frame on the actual IO modules. All right. So okay, so we're approaching to 10 minutes videos, guys. So that's all for today, folks. I hope you guys appreciate that. Make sure you guys, if you do appreciate the content, do consider to subscribe to our channel. Make sure you get notified by ringing the bell so that you can get notified about our latest video. If you wanna know a bit more about ourselves, just follow us on Instagram. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Always remember, you guys, to RTFM, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.